Hey, women don't talk football as well as men. It's a non-controversial statement. But they act like it's controversial. Oh yeah, they talk sports and football as well as men. We all have to play that game and pretend and lie to them and pretend like that's a fact. It's not a fact. We have embraced delusion and insanity, all because we're catering to, kowtowing to, lying, living in the delusion of women. Hey, bro, they're not going to invent the airplane. They're not going to pave these roads. Hey, they have periods once a month. They don't belong in combat roles. This is common sense. Let's go back to, or let's go a cut deeper into this lonely fans phenomenon that's been going on in the sports world. It really started with Erin Andrews. She was the first, I called her, and let me offer this up before I go too deep into this, because anytime you discuss women in the sports media world, they always think, well, he hates me, or he's picking on me, or he doesn't like me, and blah. And Erin Andrews is someone I got a bit of a history with. She doesn't like me. And she doesn't like me because I wrote a column when I was at Fox Sports when she was involved in that controversy or in that incident where someone looked through a peephole and recorded her walking around her hotel room or whatever. And I somewhat criticized and or mocked her because I thought she was violated. But then I think she tried to turn that violation into a, hey, look at me, this will elevate my career moment. And I wrote a column that, kind of called that out, that she was enjoying all the attention. And so she's never spoken to me. She looks at me like I'm crazy, and she with disdain. I don't dislike Erin Andrews because I'm just a man. Attractive women, it's hard for me to dislike. Now, if they go far left, then they become very unattractive to me. But it's hard for me to I don't dislike Erin Andrews. But she was the first, and she was also didn't like me because I did come up with the nickname Sideline Barbie. She was Sideline Barbie. Next thing you know, Katie Nolan, in the mid 2010s, she becomes the next big star in sports media. And the next thing you know, everybody, the Boston Globe, Awful Announcing, Variety magazine, she's got some show called Garbage Time that was drawing 20 and 30,000 viewers once a week when it came out. She would say virtually nothing on the show. And anything that she said that was halfway interesting, some dude named Gabe Godwin wrote it and put it in her prompter and had her say it. And everyone pretended like Katie Nolan was the next big thing in sports media. They were writing stories about it everywhere. And she kept, Garbage Time, this show that was on Fox Sports, literally it was drawing $20,000 and $30,000, and they were promoting the hell out of it. They forced Katie Nolan into Super Bowl coverage at Fox Sports for a show that was drawing 20 and 30,000. And then there was a bidding war between ESPN and Fox Sports over Katie Nolan, who was doing a once-a-week show called Garbage Time that couldn't draw flies. Gabe Godwin wrote everything that came out of her mouth that was halfway interesting, but she's the biggest deal in sports media. And then ESPN, and then she's at ESPN making seven figures, and she could never get a show off the ground. I watched the woman when she was at Fox Sports at a Super Bowl coverage week break down in tears because Chris Carter said something she didn't like. Broke down in tears. Couldn't read the teleprompter on live TV. Everybody bending over backwards. It's all part of this demonization of the truth and making us make decisions, hand out jobs, rig the country, decide who we favor, all based on lies. It's really evil and wicked and demonic. TJ Moe says, who wants to watch three women sit around and talk football? Everybody knows that's true. Women don't want to see it. And then American voters say, hey, we don't want this left-wing lunatic who slept with Willie Brown, whose father was a Marxist, whose talking points are all Marxists and communists. We don't want her as president. And you guys are misogynists, you're sexist, you're racist. No, we actually live in reality and believe in truth. Some of us believe in biblical truth and think that leadership of the country should be done by males, the people that actually established the country, the people that actually sacrificed their lives in the establishment of the country, the people that actually wrote the most brilliant constitution in the history of the planet. Yeah, we want to let men keep doing this because look what men created. And that is not to diminish women. That is not to say they played no role, but they're not going to put your plumbing in. They're going to order some DoorDash, make you a sandwich, offer you some tail, and then pretend like they did everything. Many of these feminists, they've rejected the most important job on the planet, the nurturing and development of babies and children. That's the most important job on the planet, and they've rejected it because now I want to talk sports and I want to lead the entire country. I don't want to birth and nurture and develop these precious babies that God has blessed me with and blessed me with the ability to produce. Now I want to do what men do. They're insane. We don't have to be insane. So what do you make of Torrey Smith, Benjamin Watson, former NFL players with long careers that are just, hey man, there's a bunch of women that could dog walk you in a football conversation. I'm trying to figure out what dog walk means at this point. You played football in the Big 12 and the SEC. Can these women really dog walk you in a football conversation? And do you know what dog walk means?